What's up everyone, and welcome back to AmeriQuest, the place where we connect the dots between history, conflict, and the headlines that shape our world. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Turn on the bell so you never miss a breakdown of the stories that actually matter. Today's video is one of those moments where history doesn't whisper, it shouts. Russia is now openly warning of what it calls a dangerous escalation over the United States' ongoing support for Ukraine. And this isn't just political noise or media hype. This is serious. The kind of serious that makes diplomats lose sleep and analysts start using words like World War III scenario. Russia's foreign ministry has come out swinging, stating that U.S. involvement has crossed red lines and is pushing the conflict to what they call an irreversible point. That's not subtle. That's not diplomacy. That's a direct threat, and it's aimed right at Washington. Now let's break it down. The U.S. has been providing Ukraine with billions of dollars in military aid, from HIMARS rocket systems to armored vehicles and air defense systems. Washington has also ramped up intelligence sharing, giving Kyiv an edge in targeting Russian positions, intercepting drone strikes, and tracking troop movements. And this isn't just about helping Ukraine survive. This is about helping Ukraine win. From Russia's perspective, this isn't just aid. It's an act of war by proxy. The Kremlin has said, flat out, that U.S. and NATO support makes those countries co-combatants in the conflict. That's why they're now warning that continued support could lead to unpredictable consequences. And when a nuclear power says that, the world pays attention. Vladimir Putin has made it crystal clear. He views Ukraine not as a sovereign state, but as part of Russia's historic sphere of influence. The idea of Ukraine aligning with the West, joining NATO, or integrating with the EU is an existential threat to Moscow's grip on regional power. That's why this war was launched in the first place. It wasn't just about territory, it was about identity, control, and power projection. On the flip side, the EU and its allies argue that they're not escalating, they're responding to Russia's aggression. They say supporting Ukraine isn't just a matter of alliances, it's about defending the global order, the rule of law, and a country's right to self-determination. But here's where it gets dangerous. The escalation is already happening. Russia has increased missile attacks on Ukrainian cities, threatened to target Western weapons convoys, and even hinted at using tactical nuclear weapons if it feels cornered. Meanwhile, NATO is holding joint exercises near Russia's borders, moving troops into Eastern Europe and reinforcing commitments to countries like Poland, the Baltics, and Finland. We're talking about two global powers inching closer and closer to direct confrontation. And let's not forget, this isn't a theoretical risk. All it takes is one misfire, one cyber attack that spills over, one drone that strays across the wrong border, and we could be looking at an international disaster. And while the world's attention has been on Ukraine, tensions are also bubbling in places like Moldova, Georgia, the Black Sea, and the Arctic. Russia is testing the West on multiple fronts militarily, economically, and politically. And with the U.S. heading into an election year, some in Moscow believe American resolve may weaken. But if anything, support for Ukraine has remained bipartisan in Washington, with both sides agreeing, at least for now, that standing up to Russia is a red line they can't afford to back down from. And then there's China watching, learning, calculating. If the West blinks on Ukraine, Beijing may take it as a green light for Taiwan. That's why this conflict isn't just about Eastern Europe. It's about global strategy, deterrence, and the future balance of power. It's about who gets to redraw borders, who decides which countries survive, and whether international law still has teeth in the 21st century. So where do we go from here? The truth is no one knows. Diplomacy is barely hanging on. Ceasefire talks are stalled. and both sides are digging in. Ukraine is launching counter-offensives. Russia is fortifying its positions, and winter is once again around the corner. The next few months could shape not just the outcome of the war, but the next decade of global politics. That's why we all need to stay informed, not scared, not apathetic, but engaged. Because what happens over there? It matters here. Economies are tied together. Supply chains are global. And in a world with nuclear weapons and cyber warfare, no one is truly isolated anymore. So stay alert, stay smart, and always look beyond the headlines. This story is evolving fast, and we're going to keep covering it every step of the way. If this breakdown helped you understand what's really going on, do us a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe to AmeriQuest for more content just like this, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the U.S. should pull back or double down? Is Russia bluffing, or are we on the edge of something bigger? Let's talk about it. Until next time, this is AmeriQuest signing off. Stay sharp, stay informed, and as always, question everything.